Am I back? Did I bring the wine? No, actually tonight I have beer, which is a Sephardic thing. Um, we're allowed to have beer and chili during Passover. Uh, Troy has 2 bottles of wine. Awesome. Uh, Manischewitz migraines on the way. Uh, there you go, Alex. See, you're observing the Sephardic tradition of beer during Pesach, um, and, and all we need is the chili, and we'll be fine. And for the no, this video will not be posted. I guarantee that. Just relax. It's okay. It appears we're caught up, and now we're on track, and it appears everything's working fine. So, I don't know where I lost you. Well, there you go. Alex Sephardi. That's why we get along, and that's why we have beer. Anyway, the traditional Seder chili and beer. With that being said, sorry about the drop, but apparently it appears we're running smoothly. I didn't actually know what I was going to talk about until I just got on. And what I want to talk about this evening is actually the Sabbath and Shabbat and what it is and what it means to us personally. And you know what it all encompasses. Obviously, it's a command: keep the Sabbath. What does that mean? And keep in mind, I take a conservadox point of view, and that's how I feel about it. Other people feel differently about it, but I have my view, and I know how I feel about it. Keeping the Sabbath to me means, you know, not doing work, not getting paid, not spending money, not being at work. That's the main thing for me because of the situation I'm in and because I'm stuck on an island. Getting challah is very difficult, and I've substituted regular bread and continually substitute regular bread. I try to light the candles. At this point, either I light the candles or Miss Tracy lights the candles for both of us. It's a little difficult now because of the spacing and the hour difference, but we will get on top of that when we're together. He's just trying to type a message to me, Miss Tracy. Let him type to his daddy. So, he obviously hears my voice. Yes, I will admit it makes things difficult. I have been told from the top down in one of the country's Fortune 500 companies that I will never amount to anything and I will never be full-time in the company because I will not work the Sabbath. I take a lot of flack because I won't work the Sabbath. I have to spend a lot more time during the regular week making up for that lost money. I have to work more jobs. I have to struggle to find more jobs, more side jobs to make up for that money. This is a sacrifice I make. The funny thing is, Hashem provides for that. Because my side jobs, I make 4 times what I make at my regular job. So even if I was a manager and working full time, I'd be making less money than I do with the side jobs. So it all kind of balances out. Yes, it's a struggle at some times, and yes, you know, time gets crunched, but it's what I do, and I find if I don't, things go massively wrong for me, and I don't like that. Alex says he has a new job and he's facing that as well with his brand new job. Exactly, you understand that, Alex. You understand that perfectly. The thing that really annoys me about all this is the vice president of HR for this company, who I have personally been in contact with, is in fact a Jew himself. Obviously not observant. And obviously not following mitzvot, because he would never, ever, ever force me into that situation, but that's the situation. Hashem does provide, and it is a challenge. And you have to look at it as a challenge. And every time I've gotten one of these challenges and I've faced one of these challenges, I've never been disappointed. Never, ever, ever have I been disappointed. So it's important for me also, because I do work so hard, and it's hard to explain to you how hard I work. I am 45. I am not a young man anymore. And I literally run circles around the 20-year-olds at work, and I have no problems doing that. I need that time off, because if I don't take that time off, and I don't take the rest, and I don't take that spiritual energy that I need from spending Shabbat with Hashem, I'll go over the deep end, because I literally push myself completely to my limits, and I don't know when to stop. And Tracy says I'm not an old man either. Yeah, I may be 45, but you would never know it, ever know it. Alex says he's 44, and I'm feeling muscles he forgot I had. Yeah, exactly, Mr. Alex. You got it. And Alex, I'm sure you have a good work ethic. Everything you've helped me with and been there for with me, you're impeccable across the board. I'm going to assume you're military, Alex, because if you're not, it's surprising. You were raised very well, but I do believe you were military. So that being said, and that's a good virtue. And my approach to work, I'll throw this in, is I do the best I can with what I'm given. And I approach life that way. I do the best I can with what I'm given. That includes Shabbat. That includes the high holidays. That includes all the holidays. That includes my observances. That includes everything across the board. I will do my best with what I'm given. And at ex-Navy, I knew it. You definitely have that mentality. And thank you for your service, by the way. Definitely thank you for your service. That's what we're supposed to do with these things. We do the best we can with what we're given. So do Shabbat. If you can only afford to do candles, go ahead and do candles. If you can afford candles and regular 2 slices of bread, do candles and 2 slices of bread, etc., etc., etc. You do the best you can with what you have. That's why I'm here. I try to give and get. I get more from you than I actually give. I get a whole lot more from you than I actually give. And I love you all for that. To try to create something for those who don't have the ability, the opportunity to get to a synagogue. How long has it been, Miss Tracy? A month ago? If that, 3 weeks, a month ago, was the first time I've actually managed to go to an actual shul. I do have a local community here. It's not the same. I've never been in an actual synagogue. The one time I did go out to California, I wound up in a Messianic synagogue, and that doesn't count. And so that was a real blessing for me. And being as I'm moving, obviously I'm going to take advantage of the fact that that's there. That's the mitzvot. I will be going to shul. I will be going to a synagogue. I don't have that opportunity now. Many of you don't have the opportunity now. But when you get the opportunity, do it. One step at a time. Right now I'm getting back to saying the entire Amida at least once a day. and trying to find Teflon I can afford. Uh, Absolutely right. I'm right there with you. I fall back and forth with doing the morning and evening prayers, um, and Teflon you can afford is going to be a tough one. Luckily, I had Rachel Ezra had an extra set, and she actually sent them to me for a donation to her favorite charity, which it was a true blessing. Um, and exactly, you do one step at a time, and you do one thing at a time. Yes, 300 is cheap, uh, without a doubt. Uh, the thing with this is, and keep this in mind, Mr. Alex, if you're in contact with a fellow Jew and they have the money and they can afford to buy you the tefillin, they are obligated to do that. So by them not doing that, you're actually blessed, and just keep that in mind. Uh, exactly. If you take care of a site. Mr. Alex, there is actually a link for actual IDF to fill in, and that was actually the cheapest I found. If you Google IDF to fill in, you'll actually get a good price on that. I'm not sure what you're able to afford or not afford, but definitely check that out. That was the best price I found, and that's what they actually uh, give to the IDF. Speaking of which, we now officially have a Torah for the U.S. military, which we haven't had since 1948. We have not had a Torah that was distributed in the military, and as of last week, we have a Torah that's being distributed to our military, which is a huge blessing, a big thing. That's a really huge thing. I think that's important. So definitely something cool. Um, so, what does Shabbat mean to you? How do you feel about Shabbat? Um, one of the other things I feel like it's a mini life cycle. It's a 7-day life cycle. We have struggles, we have good things happen, we have bad things happen, we go back and forth with everything, and then we pass on, and then we spend a little time in limbo, playing Hashem Jeopardy, and then we come back into something new. It's an end and it's a start. It's a cycle. That's the whole thing with Judaism. Judaism is a cycle. It's a journey. You get through that journey, you relax, and you start a journey again. Um, the Alex says they are good at distributing materials to military and convicts as well. Cool. Um, and uh, Troy says he made a talit, and that's cool. That's cool. My mom actually made mine, which is, if you saw her reaction when I forgot and walked in the house with a kippah on, you would understand why that's a huge thing. She was not happy about it, but she turned around and actually made mine. Uh, Troy says, I treat Shabbat as a special day to try to do something special. That's cool. Cool, cool. Yeah, if you have like I said, we're doing the best we can with what we can. Back in the day, they didn't have people they didn't have factories making these things. We made them ourselves. So this nonsense that it has to come from Israel and it has to be kosher and blah 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 is just that. It's nonsense. It's a gimmick. You are more than welcome to make your own. Don't fall for the nonsense. Also, if anybody needs tzitzit, I have a wonderful woman who just moved to North Carolina, just east of me. She will make whatever kind of tzitzit you need. If you want blue threads, purple threads, Sephardic, Ashkenazic, whatever you need, she makes them all for under $4. If you need to get a hold of her, let me know. She's the only one I will buy from right now. Let me show you what a wonderful job this young lady did. These are actually with a light blue thread. I don't know how well you can see it. Can you see it? Can you see it? Light blue thread, and this is a Sephardic tie. And yes, there's a difference between a Sephardic tie and an Ashkenazic tie. It's personal preference. I personally tend towards Sephardim, and that's my choice. Scott says, oh, hold on, let me get going. For me, choices for me is reading the Torah on Skype Saturday morning. Cool. Miss Tracy and I are trying to get together on Ma'ariv. There's a group of us that get together. That's cool. That's definitely cool. Shabbat is a time to rest, relax, find joy and enjoyment, contemplation and reflection. Exactly. That's part of it too, without a doubt. Rest. That's more than anything. That's what it is for me. Rest. And like I said, if I didn't have that, I would fall apart. Literally fall apart. I push myself way beyond my limits, and I need that time set aside that I can just detox and get away from it all. You know, in my company, the strongest person needs to be the morning person. There is no reason for me to be there in the evening. Also, the strongest person needs to be during the week, because that's when most of the sterilizing and cleaning, and that's when all the heavy work is. They need me there. They just don't realize it. They refuse to realize it. So it's more important for me to do what I'm doing and take that time off. Sometimes that means I am all about that. I like that thought. Going to a local amusement park, I would definitely, that is cool. And that is definitely one thing on my list that I haven't done in a long time that I'm definitely looking forward to doing. That sounds like a cool idea. Real cool idea. I live on an island, therefore, you know, the beach is big for me, because I can't drive anymore when I lost my sight. I can't get down to Rodanthe, where I usually go. Rodanthe is by far, that's heaven on earth. Is okay, we get it. Years. We will get you to an amusement park as soon as we get settled in, dear. Just keep calm, okay? When we get settled in, we'll go to an amusement park. We got the whole summer to deal with this nonsense. Well, you're down south. You can probably even go to an amusement park in October and whatnot. Troy says it's been about 30 years for him. I don't remember exactly. I know I remember going to Sesame Place, and I remember going to King's Dominion with my brother, because he actually lives there and has a season's pass. And when you have a season's pass, a local pass, you actually get to go into the Dominion parks a couple hours ahead of everybody else. So we had fun. We had a blast before the crowds came in, and did our thing and really enjoyed ourselves. So, it's like I said, yes, it was a struggle for me, and it is a struggle for me not working on the Sabbath. But I guarantee you I'm provided for. It takes a lot more work, but in the long run, having that time off and having that time with Hashem and my community, it pays off much, much more than it ever would. Um, Alex says he remembers taking his son to Disney World and Universal's in Florida 10 years ago. Um, all the earth is amusement park if you see it that way. Very much so. I agree. Yes. Life is what you make it. And if you make it that, it can be that. Here on the beach, it's easy to make it that. You can go hang out on the beach. You can go down to Ocracoke and see the exotic pirate culture on Ocracoke. You can go up north and you can see wild horses running on the beach, and which is an amazing thing. You can go to Kitty Hawk and experience the Wright brothers and the history behind that, which is an amazing history you don't really get from the history books unless you come here and see it. There's just so much around. Even in your own backyard, you can find amusement type things. Tomorrow mine will be coloring Easter eggs. So. Okay, I'm going to say this real quick. If you have any questions, comments, anything you'd like to say about Shabbat, what it means to you, how you feel it interprets into the world, the beginning. I definitely feel it's an end and a beginning. Every end has a beginning. Everybody looks at the end as the end. That's not true. The end is a new beginning. A little north of Virginia, you'll watch seals running on sand. I was not aware of that. I know we have lots of dolphins here. The only time I've seen seals when I lived in New York on the Hudson River, the salt levels raised up past Poughkeepsie, New York, and we were getting seals and sea lions up the Hudson River, as well as sharks. And when I was out in California, Seal Beach, which my interpretation of that, Seal Beach, for those of you who don't know, is a beach they built in California for small children, toddlers, etc. It was soon inundated by the seals, and so I call them the children-eating seals. And it's actually very interesting to see. Wrong guys. Gotcha. Gotcha. I got the wrong kind of seal. I know which seals you're talking about now. I understand now. What are you groaning about? Oh, jeez. I have never eaten a child either. I can honestly say that. I've heard they taste absolutely delicious, but I think that would definitely break kashrut, and I won't be doing that anytime soon. Sorry, fly. Obviously, we're kept on running on donations. Donate, donate, donate. We ask $5, $10 if you can. If you can't do it right now, when you get a chance, please go ahead and donate. There's a donate button up at the top. If you go up to the top, it uses PayPal. PayPal is very secure now. We don't have the problems with PayPal that we used to have. I was stayed away from PayPal. I'm having a wonderful experience with it now. Yes, that will definitely give you your worth ethic, Alex. Definitely intense. I was actually planning on being a sniper myself, so I got a smidgen in me of what you have inside you. with that being said, I'm going to say Shabbat Shalom to everyone. Thank you for coming. Now, if you need to get a hold of me outside of this, I'm not on Facebook anymore. Just too much drama, too much nonsense, too much distractions. I didn't need it in my life. I need to focus on important things, which is my family, my new family. And I can't have people disrupting my life and distracting me from that. Facebook is nothing but a distraction. But you can find me on at the Shabbat table, at Shabbat table on Twitter, around the Shabbat table at gmail.com also. You're more than welcome to contact me there. I will stick around for a minute. And thank you for setting up the monthly donate, Alex. That's a true blessing. Definitely appreciated. Thank you. So if you have any questions or comments or things you want to ask me about outside of this, if you have an idea for a topic, I believe I have 4 or 5 weeks left before the move, at which I'm going to have to take some time away from broadcasting. So thank you, Ariella. Thank you for coming, and Shabbat Shalom. And I'm not sharing. You're sharing with me. Honestly, you're sharing with me, Ariella. Like I said, I take more from this than you'll ever know, and I've learned more here than I've ever learned anyplace else. But yeah, definitely, and I can answer virtually any question. You will get a conservadox response. If you don't like conservadox, perhaps I can send you to somebody who has more response that is in tune to you. Definitely feel free to contact me around the Shabbat table at gmail.com. Any questions, comments, concerns, and I'll gladly help you with that. So I have 4 or 5 weeks left. I need some topics thrown at me. I have one that Alex sent up that I am still working on, and we did cover a little bit last week. I really enjoyed, not last week, the week before, which I really enjoyed. It's just I gotta get some time off and tackle that one, because it's very important to me when I feel that a topic that someone gives me, such as Alex has given me, is of that magnitude and that important. I want to be on point with it, and I want to understand it, and I want to give you the best thing. And so, with that being said, I'm going to wish everybody a Shabbat Shalom. I'm actually going to stop the broadcast and take a minute, and I will be right back in the chat room. But for now, I have to stop. I'm getting very dehydrated. So, thank you everyone for coming. Shabbat Shalom.